Hi there, my name's Vince from Mr. Telephone, and today I'm going to show you a little trick that can be used to increase your broadband speed without spending any money. Now it's only a short-term measure just to see if it does make a difference to your line, and if you find that your speed's increased after 3-4 days after the dynamic line management has sorted itself out, then you can then go ahead and buy a proper centralized ADSL, VDSL faceplate which fits onto your master socket. So you might have already heard now from other YouTube videos or on Google that by fitting one of these, this is an ADSL or a VDSL faceplate, or one of these, a different style of VDSL faceplate, it can massively increase your broadband speed. Basically in the UK, when the broadband signal comes into the house and travels through the extension cabling, it can really degrade the signal. Now this will apply to other countries as well, if you can get a centralized faceplate splitter, and also if you have numerous extensions connected to the line. We're talking here about broadband coming down the telephone wires, so not cable broadband, obviously not mobile broadband, this is purely ADSL or VDSL. So okay, so just to show you, this is an NTE 5 master socket. Now the best way is to fit an ADSL or a VDSL faceplate, either a design like that or one of these designs. Yeah, so that's the long-term solution, but you might not want to get too involved in the wiring to begin with because you might not think it will make any difference. So is there a way that you can work this beforehand to see if you actually need to buy an ADSL or VDSL filter? Well, there is, just by rearranging what you've already got. It's a bit of a bodge job and it's definitely not a long-term solution, but it will give you an idea if it's worth spending the money on one of these faceplates, and if it's not, then you can just put it back to normal as it was before. So I'm just going to bring the camera down a little bit. Okay, so this is probably something similar to your setup at the moment. Remember, this is in the UK. Now we have the master socket here, the cable feed in the back, and then extension cables going off the front. Now it's these extension cables that cause the problems. So at the moment, the broadband signal comes in, the ADSL or VDSL signal comes in via the black cable, travels through the faceplate, and then all onto the extension wiring. Now, the engineer, you might have been lucky, the engineer when he installed VDSL might have already fitted one of these, or you might already have an ADSL faceplate. This is only for customers that have neither. So, what you can do is undo the screws and slide out this little front plate. Now, probably already know by now that this is a test socket here, so this is where you would do all your testing. But what you can actually do is, you can use your normal dangly ADSL filter, the microfilter, as a centralized splitter with a bit of a workaround. Okay, so now some you'll be able to just plug in straight in, but with this one we can't because it fouls against it. So what we can do is, if you were to plug the double adapter into here, and then you will be able to plug that into there. Now, I know that's a complete mess and you wouldn't want that hanging out in your hall like that forever. But basically, by doing this, the first thing on the line now is the ADSL filter, which mimics one of these, or one of these. So basically, your broadband signal stops here, and then you've got your router, your ADSL router cable, plugged straight into your home hub or whatever router you're using, and all your telephones now are already filtered for voice via this faceplate, because your extensions will all be connected via this faceplate if they're hardwired. You plug it in like so, and now you know that you're going to get the best possible broadband signal, because it's not allowing the broadband signal to travel through the extension wiring. So just by doing this, it takes a few minutes, and now that has completely mimicked an ADSL faceplate or a VDSL faceplate. And yeah, so that's it. Now, just to show you a few other filters, because the setup won't work on everything. So if you had one of these style of filters, and if you were to plug it into here, you'll see that it doesn't, it fouls. It can't, this bit here can't push right the way in. Yeah, because it's fouling on the rest of it. Yeah, but again, if you were just to use, this is a triple adapter, or double adapter will probably work. plug that into there, and again you get your ADSL cable, plug it into the ADSL. Again, this is a complete bodge and it looks absolutely awful, but it's just purely to test the line, and leave it like this for a few days and see if the speed increases. Or if you know how to log into your router using the 192 dot blah blah blah, then you can log into your router and see if the sync speed's gone up, because you know if the sync speed has gone up, then eventually the actual speed when you're doing, for example, a speedtests.net, that will follow suit. So by doing this, you can see if your router speed, the sync speed's gone up, and if it has, then you know you can go out and spend your £15 on £10–15 on one of the ADSL or VDSL faceplates, and then you can do a nice neat job. Okay, so that's it with that filter there. Now if you don't have a double adapter, you can always use one of these cheapy extension leads. Plug that in there. Let's try a different filter, BT one. Plug that in there. Plug your ADSL cable like you would do normally. Oops, done it the wrong way. Hold on, let's start that again. Okay, ADSL cable in there. A rubbish little extension in there. ADSL cable in there, and the end of the rubbish extension in here. Okay, can you see it's actually a really nice fit, that one. That goes fully in there. So again, the line comes in via the black cable straight into the filter. So now you're getting the best possible speed on your router, and then all this rest is just for the voice. It doesn't matter about using cheap cables and stuff on the voice side, because it's only for voice and the broadband signal's not travelling through it. Yeah, so that one there. In fact, on a filter like this, you may even get away without this extension lead by just plugging it straight in. Let's have a look. No, see, it's pushing out again. It's pushing out. So you are going to have to use an extension lead or some kind of double or triple adapter. But you probably already have these all lying around the house. So I hope that makes sense. That's just a very long-winded way of plugging in one of these, yeah, or one of these. But the good thing about this is you will probably have all these things around the house anyway, so this is a test that you can just try right away and just test your router speed, see if it makes a difference. If it makes no difference at all, then don't bother changing anything. But if you see quite a few meg increase, then you know it's worthwhile to get one of these. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yeah? Okay, so it's just stopping the ADSL signal travelling all through your house wiring, because you might have 4 or 5 extensions all around the house, and then that's putting the signal all the way, that's putting the broadband signal all the way through the house, the ADSL signal. But by doing this, it stops here. And also, it means you don't need to have the little ADSL filters in every single socket. So when you fit one of these or one of these, you don't need to then filter all the voice side, because it's already been filtered. Just like we've done here. Everything now coming off here is filtered via the voice side of this filter. And this will work in other countries too. Let's say Ireland, for example, that uses an RJ11 system. Then, yeah, same thing applies. You can get little RJ11 adapters. Your microfilters will already be RJ11. So the same setup applies as long as you have one of these split-type master sockets. And I know in Ireland they do, but I know in other parts of the world they don't. So if you've got one of these split-style sockets, you will be able to do it, because these sockets, it's just a demarcation between the line coming in and all the internal extension wiring. Yeah, so if you've got something similar to this, it doesn't matter if it's RJ11, as long as it's a split type socket, then you will be able to do this. Now, I admit that it's a complete bodge and it doesn't look good at all, but it's just a quick, easy thing to do, just to see if it makes a difference. And if it doesn't, all you've got to do is unplug it all and put it back to normal. You've only got to have a screwdriver to undo the 2 screws, and your double adapters and extension leads, you're going to have them somewhere in your house, or thrown in one of your drawers somewhere where you keep all the leads. Yeah, hope it helps. Please subscribe if you like these type of how-to videos. If you do need the ADSL and VDSL faceplates, I do sell them. The type I sell at the moment are all based on this. I can no longer get hold of these ones. but the ones I sell, the ADSL and VDSL ones I sell, are based on this design here. Okay. If you need them, please check out my eBay shop. There's plenty of other weird and wonderful stuff in there. That's www.mrtelephone.co.uk. Please check out my videos. There's quite a few, I think, helpful ones about how to wire up various junction boxes, some master sockets, and little tips to how to speed up your broadband. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Take care now. Bye.